In today's episode, Toyota people movers with the Toyota Previa and an early Toyota Sienna. Hello and welcome back to Quartzlight. What is Quartzlight, you say? Well, on Quartzlight we look at car brochures from 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Many different decades of car brochures from around the world. So if you're interested in car brochures, basically just looking back at cars gone by and thinking, oh, I remember when my teacher had one of these, or indeed if I had one or my family had one, just bringing back those memories basically. On today's episode, we're looking at 90s Toyotas. Really, the last couple of weeks we've been doing a few short episodes of 90s Toyotas. Today we're going to look at that sort of people mover, MPV, minivan class. Called different things around the world, of course, but something that's really kind of like died out with people being more interested in SUVs, really. A completely uncool class of vehicle, but I actually think these are far, far superior to a modern SUV. Anyway, I don't want to witter too much. It's only going to be a short episode, and we're doing these like Toyota episodes in the 90s. They're just like very quick episodes. I know they don't get a lot of views, but we're kind of like trying to balance it out with the Ford Fridays, which some people love or hate. So I'm trying to give as much variety as I can, really. Anyway, let's start with the 1999 Toyota Sienna. So in the 1999 Toyota brochure, we've got this, the Toyota Sienna. And here it is. Now, regulars will know I've not always lived in Canada. Most of my life I was in the UK, the Northwest, in England. Now I am in North America now. I don't really remember these too well in North America because in Canada cars really don't last that long. But I was like, oh, this is kind of like reminding me of something all the same. Now we didn't have anything called the Toyota Sienna in the UK, but we did have something called the Toyota Picnic. Now, I don't know if this was the Toyota Picnic in the UK, but certainly that rear end kind of like reminds us of that Toyota Picnic in the UK. Yeah, I know what a weird name. So I don't know, people might be able to tell me, is this the same as a Toyota Picnic or is this slightly different? But anyway, in North America, this was the Mark I Toyota Sienna. And actually, I've got a Mark III Toyota Sienna, so you know, I do like this class of car. Like I say, completely uncool. Nobody's ever going to give you a second look. But even in this class of car, we find the earlier we get, the more interesting the design is. And we'll certainly see that in the next brochure we look at. But let's learn a bit more about this Mark I North American or Canadian Toyota Sienna. So it starts by telling us versatile Toyota engineers design minivan for your active family. They give it spacious interior, the seating versatility to function as a family room, workroom or playroom. For convenience, you have the choice of single or dual sliding doors. You can choose your level of comfort in 3 trim levels. The base model CE, LE and the top of the line XLE. No matter which Sienna you choose, you will be surrounded by thoughtful family orientated touches and the latest in convenience and safety features. Sienna did better in Insurance Institute's crash tests than any other vehicle. The performance of a sedan, the versatility of a minivan, the quality of a Toyota. And I think they kind of like advertise these as sort of like the family version of like a Toyota Camry, trying to show that sort of extreme reliability but in sort of larger form basically. But I know they did have some issues actually with these early Siennas, or so I heard, because like I say, I wasn't around when these were really on the road in North America. Apparently they had something called an engine oil sludge problem. Apparently there was a class action settlement for the V6 engines of the Toyota models. Symptoms of the problem include oil smoke in the exhaust, oil quickly becoming dark or black after an oil change, gasoline odour in the oil, high oil consumption, and eventually engine failure. How very un-Toyota that is. Interesting. I'm sure Toyota quickly resolved the issue though. Anyway, let's look at those 3 different spec levels. So the base model is the Sienna CE, and it says whether you choose the 3-door or the 4-door model, straight away you're like, what? It doesn't sound very practical, does it, like that? ABS, anti-lock braking system, is standard, so is a dual trip odometer, low tyre pressure warning, and more. So usually some of the models only had a sliding door on one side, which is a little bit peculiar. So we then move up to the middle of the range model, the Sienna LE. Premium sound, cruise control and power remote control exterior mirrors are just some of the extras you get as standard on the LE. And then the top of the range, XLE, top of the line luxury in the only minivan built with Toyota quality, reliability and dependability. Powerful, luxurious, spacious. Although it does sound like you'd probably gain you'd be better getting one of the lower models without that V6 engine by the sounds of it. The main image is of course the top of the range XLE in black. Apparently it's got optional equipment, but doesn't tell us what that optional equipment is. Looks quite good in black. I like this sort of two-tone paint finish, different coloured bumpers and lower half of the van. Interesting sort of 90s styling there. It's quite a forgettable van, really, but like I say, you don't really see any of them around in North America anymore. They all seem to be second generation or newer, so maybe the engine issues caused a lot of problems, although like I say, here in Manitoba and Canada, cars don't last very long. Rust soon ends them, I must admit. But like this series has always been saying about Toyotas, the earlier we go back, the more interesting they become. So let's go back, but not too far back. So we go from 1999 to 1992. And the Toyota Previa, although as I always used to call them, the egg. Very unusual design, and I think it is up there as one of my favourite designed people carriers, I must admit. Just a very, very unusual design, particularly on that front end. Yeah, it's always more interesting as you go earlier, aren't they? Now, I do remember these in the UK. I also remember there was quite a few grey imports as well. Quite a few of them came in from Japan, and quite often, as you see on these JDM models or Japanese domestic market models, extra sort of mirrors on them, didn't they, if you got them from Japan? But yeah, all very interesting models. But again, when was the last time you saw a Previa in the UK? Was rust an issue? Is that what finished them off? You tell me. Anyway, we'll look at the text, look at these images, and then we'll wrap it up. So another Canadian brochure, and really in North America we refer to these as minivans, but it's certainly calling this one a people mover. So welcome to the people mover of the future. Toyota's boldly styled 7-passenger Previa is available with rear-wheel drive or full-time 4-wheel drive for superb handling and tenacious traction. Previa offers all the comforts and luxury features your family loves, along with Toyota's reputation for reliability and value. Previa's twin-cam 16-valve engine rivals competitors' V6 engines in performance and power output, while delivering surprising fuel efficiency. And here's the image. They're only very tiny images, unfortunately. So this is a Toyota Previa LE 4-wheel drive in blue mist mica. But it's the design, isn't it, that's the most interesting. The designers really had fun with these. And then we get a bit of an interior image. It says, with the automatic transmission shift lever on the column, you can walk from the front seat through to the rear seat. It's quite nice. The middle bench seat on LE can be replaced with swivelling captain chairs, and the split third seat folds up along the sides to carry 4x8 plywood panels. Excellent. That's really all you need. I think that sort of versatility on a minivan is really what they're all about, really. You don't have to necessarily have a large family to find these very useful, particularly if you, like you say, you're getting plywood panels or you're bringing lumber back. I've always found the minivan to be an extremely useful vehicle. There is the interior to remind us, even on the inside, it had these sorts of very swoopy lines. Have these designers got boring over the years? Why can't we have these interesting shapes anymore? We also get this sort of X-ray image of the Previa to see how it all comes together. And I guess it's showing these sorts of strengthening areas on there as well. I always like these diagrams. I don't know why, I've always liked these in whatever brochure there is. They're quite fascinating. I've always thought maybe some large pictures on the walls of these. I like them so much. Anyway, let's go around, because there are sort of like key features it's kind of like talking about around this. So let's have a look at this. It starts by saying, safety meets convenience in Previa's tilt steering wheel containing a hub-mounted airbag, supplemental restraint system, SRS. It only inflates in frontal collisions of sufficient magnitude, making the use of seat belts mandatory. I think that's certainly pointing towards North America, because I think really only airbags really only became a thing because at one time it was extremely difficult to get Americans to put seat belts on. But it's right, we do still need a seat belt with this airbag because it isn't one of them crazy huge ones. It also tells us Toyota is so concerned with your family's safety that the Previa was built to meet tough passenger car roof crush standards, which I presume is why it's got these sorts of purple sections coloured in there. It says side doors with steel beam help protect Previa's passengers in side collisions. Signal your intentions. The high-mounted rear centre stop lamp gives plenty of warning to other drivers. Safety first, impact absorbing materials are used on many interior surfaces and the steering column is designed to collapse upon impact. Previa's huge greenhouse contains 52 square foot of tinted safety glass for an unobscured view in all directions. For safe, secure stops, Previa's power-assisted brakes with ventilated front disc rear drums will be augmented by a rear disc when the ABS option is selected. And finally, it tells you Previa's available 3-channel anti-lock braking system uses a computer-controlled actuator to modulate brake pressure many times per second to help control wheel lockup. Oh, I must say, apologies if you can hear a cat in the background there. We have rescued a stray. The consequences of rescuing a stray right there. Anyway, it does tell you some of the cubic foot capacities, depending if you've got all seats up, you've got 33.1 cubic foot of luggage space. If you fold to the rearmost seats, you've got 85.3 cubic feet, and if you remove all the seats apart from the driver and passenger, of course, you get 157.8 cubic feet, masses of room for carrying all your lumber around. Anyway, let's end with one final image. And there we go. We end with the egg. This is apparently the LE model in pearl mica, looking splendid. What a great design. I really do love that design because, you know, it's a people mover, forgettable car, but at that shape, you always gave it a second look. So there we go. Just a quick look at people movers from Toyota in the 90s. But thank you so much for watching today. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget to subscribe. All completely free. You'll never be charged for that. On the side there, I'll add a couple more videos you may want to continue watching. We have got over 900 episodes of Quartzlight now, so really something for everybody. But thank you so much for watching today. Please do take care. We'll see you again very soon. All the best and goodbye.